Mtanipigia tukelele oyo lakini mtatii.
Si waliambiwa apigwe risasi na miguu?
Nipige risasi kwa mguu.
Hata ukichukua yule mtu ambaye wanaita sijui Munyoro aende pale, hakuna tofauti ataleta.
No, Rigiji is not the solution. I've never said I'm the solution. I cannot be the solution. The solution is one term.
Ruto must go. Ruto must go. You know, hata Ruto akitoka, hiyo si suluhu.
Raila Odinga brings nothing to the table. Even if they are together, we'll beat them 70+1.
The politicians are talking too much. Talking too much.
Ni fire si fire.
Unasikia huyu anasimama, anaongea, pressure zishuke.
Extra pressure baby when you want and you're killing the boy of God.
Sasa wale wakora wanazurura huko Nairobi kuuza ukabila. Watawezana na William Ruto. Watawezana na William Ruto jameni.
Even if we go to a contest of contesting for a girlfriend with the government, it cannot win against us.
Fire, fire. Fire, fire.
Hapa Amerika mnasemaje? Wewe Kasongo. Wewe Kaongo.
Hawa majamaa wengine hawa hawawezi kuwaambia chochote, watawaambia Ruto must go. One term. Kasongo. Sasa
my brother Rigathi anasema one term. Mimi ninasema no term. No term.
Simu mawasikia. Wamewaeleza mambo ya kilimo hata siku moja. Wako na mpango tofauti ya ile mimi niko nayo ya mambo ya matibabu.
Moto wa Ruto moto umehewa. Moto Kawanjiko moto. Moto kwa Ichung'wa moto. Moto wa Kindiki moto. Setani anainama, anaangalia, akaona Kindiki akatoroka huyo.
Tuwe na kongamano ili tuzungumuze shida ni iko wapi.
It's not possible to have any dialogue with William Ruto.
Mimi naelewa Biblia. Mimi nimefundishwa Biblia. Inasema mahali kuna umoja, pale Mungu anaamuru baraka. Mungetaka mimi nikuje niendeshe Kenya kwa migawanyiko? Na mimi najua Biblia inasema umoja.
Because the guy is a pathological liar.
Kiongea anasema ati yeye hataki Kongole. Wewe endelea tu na yako. Sisi pia tutaendelea na yetu. Lazima watu wasungumuze. Mambo ya kuzungumuza ndio umetufikisha pale tuko sahi.
Msikubali na viongozi wenye hawana mipango yoyote. Watu wa ukabila na chuki. Watu wa kisirani na kuendesha vita na kupanga vita ya kuharibu mali ya watu wengine.
Nataka nimwambie William Ruto kama sisi hatufiki 2027 hata wewe ufiki. Usipofika haufiki.
Mimi niko kwa tayari kwa mtihani. Hiyo mtihani tutafanya 2027. Mimi niko tayari kwa hiyo mtihani.
2027 wataenda waende.
Hatutaki kwenda kwa uchaguzi wa 2027 na hasira mingi zaidi. Hasira ni nini?
Raila is totally irrelevant in the Kenyan political discourse. Right now he finds things are too hot for William Ruto. He is trying to distance himself.
I am telling my competitors, you have no credible plan on what you want to do about these young people of Kenya.
Sisi usikiza ground.
Ngumi mbwekse. Niaje. Mko sawa? Mimi napenda vijana ambaya noma. Mko sawa?
Noma si noma.
They say something must kill a man.
Looking at she kill the goat. Looking at she spend money.
Something must kill a man.
Something must to kill a man.
For you it is gambling, for another person it is drinking.
That this culture of gambling is killing many families, Mr. Speaker. And gambling is an addiction, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, sending fare is a gamble. Especially for a young man like Eddie, Mr. Speaker. Because chances are she may come or not come. That is a gamble. It has odds, Mr. Speaker.
We are gambling with our lives. We are gambling with the economy. We are gambling with elections, Mr. Speaker. We are gambling in our relationship, Mr. Speaker. The only gambler we should allow is Kenny Rogers' song about gambling, Mr. Speaker. That's the only song we should allow.
Every gambler knows the secret to surviving.
Fantastic, of course. Tonight, we're having this political discussion that is happening here on Africa 24. So where are you following this great conversation? Of course, we ask you your views, and also you join this conversation, you become part of this conversation, and only way you can be part of this conversation is joining through the link. And of course, as 2027 approaches, we have few, I think, less than 24 months before we get to 2027. Now, the future of 2027 is still on, and a lot of political leaders, they are coming out to give their views about what they think about 2027, and also they are also presenting their grievances to Kenyans. Of course, the British Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is currently out of the country in the United States of America, and the other day we saw him meeting with Matiang'i during that tour in the USA. What does that mean to the politics of this country? What does it mean? Does it mean that now we are going to have another coalition after the ODM? Because after the broad-based government was formed, a lot of Kenyans, they are questioning on why do we have this broad-based government. A lot of Kenyans, they are saying that they have not seen the impact of broad-based government. Broad-based government was formed. Raila Odinga currently is in the government. The top politicians, the likes of Elias and Johnny Badi, of course. We also have Wycliffe Ambessa Oparanya. Of course, top politicians, they joined the government as the cabinet secretary. Now they are in the broad-based government. Now, have you, as a Kenyan who has been following the politics of this country, have you seen the impact of the broad-based government? And what do you think is the future for the ODM party? This has been the long-time opposition party that we have been having in this country. Now, after the broad-based government, you see the future of this ODM. Join the studio. You just need to click the link that I've shared there, and the link will direct you to the studio. We also share views about how do you think about what is happening in the country in terms of development, in some of the leaders who are sharing their manifesto, because it's like manifesto sharing is currently on in this country. Some of the leaders, they have said that they are going to vie for the 2027 general election, but the current government that we have, it's still saying that we have the best routine, we have the best thing to do in this country. So you just need to give us time, and then you will also join and be part of us. Africa 24, if you're following us, I can see we have Jimmy Booth here, Kevin Arose, Alap Rono. I can see a lot of people are following from Facebook, so you just need to click the link. Even if you're following from Facebook, that link I've shared there will direct you to the studio. You'll be part of us, so you just need to click the link. This link now will join you, and you'll be part of us here live in Africa 24. Political discussion here. It happens every day, 10 p.m. East African time. You join us and tell us what do you think about the 2027, the future of 2027. Several leaders, they are still giving their views after the Gen Z protest that happened on June 2020, that is June 2024, and also June 2025 this year, and also 7/7, that is Sabasaba, that happened the other day in this country. The Gen Z still, they are pushing their agenda, but still we have not seen a leader, of course, who has been declared to be the leader of the Gen Z. Currently, during the 25th protest last year, we saw the likes of Kasmuel Makaure, the likes of Morara Kebaso, but currently Morara Kebaso said that I'm out of the politics. And we saw the other day he was saying that he will refund the money. If you sent money to him, then he will refund. If you contributed to him being in this politics, then he will refund your money. You've seen some of the politicians, activists also being refunded the money by Morara Kebaso. But the likes of the active Gen Z that were there during that time, it's like they benefited from the protest that happened. It's like the benefit was just for them. Now, what do you have to say about this? Currently, we are having Rigiji out of the country, and also several leaders still giving their views about 2027. The other day, we saw a broad-based government saying that we are going to ensure that we have this conversation until we make Kenya great again. After what has happened, the Aslo nation still has not proven to the citizens. Some of the citizens, some of the Kenyans, they have not agreed on whether the hustler came to save the Mama Mboga or the Mama Mboga, he or she fails. The government is pressing him or her right, left, and center.
Dada yetu ametuacha kama bado wako umri kidogo. Tunaomba Mungu aweke palipema na tunasema poleni sana. Kwa sababu ya saa na muda, nina jambo moja ama mbili ya kusema tu. Jambo la kwanza, kuna jamaa moja tulivuta kazi huko bunge. Unajua bunge iko na nguvu ya kuvuta mtu kazi na kupatia mtu kazi. Hata president akiandika watu kazi anatuma bunge. Sisi ndio tunaangalia hii mtu anafaa ama hafai, na saa ya kuvuta pia ni sisi ndio tunavuta. Kuna jamaa moja tulivuta kazi, niliona jana alikuwa huko Amerika. Mwananchi mmoja ya Kenya amesafiri huko. Nimesikia jana kama anaongea juu ya baba. Anasema baba namna hii, baba sijui namna hii. Unajua kama uliwachizwa kazi kwa sababu ya tabia chafu na bado unaendelea na hiyo tabia chafu, maisha yako itakuwa ngumu sana. Mimi nataka kuambia sasa pale amefika leo, nimeona amefika kwa red light. Yule mtu ambaye leo alikuwa anasema yeye hana watu, ndio watu yake ambaye wako bunge kama mimi ndio tumevuta wewe kazi. Na hii mambo unaeneza ya ukabila, jamii fulani wamewacha fulani, jamii fulani wamewacha fulani, uache hiyo tabia. Kwa sababu chama chetu cha ODM ni chama ya kimataifa, sio chama ya ukabila. Iko na wananchi kutoka Pwani, kutoka Northeastern, hapa Rift Valley, huko Nyanza, Western, kila pahali. Hii siasa ya ukabila na uchochezi umepeleka paka Amerika, unaongea paka juu ya baba, uache. Ukiendelea na hiyo, utakuja kujua kwa nini kuku haina maziwa. Hiyo ni notice nimepatia yeye. Unajua iko palingine kucheza naye, sio baba. Si mimi mnajua. Unajua baba iko na watu jeshi kama sisi. Akiwaachilia sisi mara moja, hii mtu hawezi tembea ndani ya town. Sasa tafadhali, nimeona video yake jana. Anasema ati baba sasa sijui wakambani watu wamewacha, sijui nani amewacha. Mambo ya ukabila, sisi tuko na chama ya kitaifa inaitwa OD. Na hiyo chama iko kila pahali hapa Kenya. Hata hapa Bomet hapa tuko na watu. Chembani yetu iko hapa, TUM iko hapa, mtu ya Kericho. Sisi yote, Aaron Cheriot siku hizi ni mtu ya ODM. Anatembelea mimi kila saa kwa ofisi yangu. Anauliza mimi live membership ni ngapi? Nimeambia ya kawaida ni 20,000, yake ni 1 million. Yeye ni tajiri, hawezi lipa 1 billion. So tafadhali mimi naomba Bandarigazi Gachagua, uache tabia na ya uchochezi na usiongee juu ya baba mara nyingine. Hii ndio mara ya mwisho. Na hiyo ni warning nimetoa nikiwa Bomet. Ameongea ujinga mingi sana jana. Wale waliona hiyo video. Ujinga mingi sana. Anasema ati baba sasa hana watu. Hana watu, yeye yako na watu gani? Wakora ambaye wanaiba mali ya watu ndani ya supermarket ndio watu yake. Anyway, ya pili, kwa sababu ya saa, juzi mliona baba ameongea. Amesema ya kwamba watu wananchi ya Kenya wakae chini waongee. Wafanye kitu naitwa intergenerational, interdenomination conclave. Unajua wale wajui wasungu wajui maana ya conclave. Watu wameona hiyo conclave. Conclave ndio pale ya watu kukaa na kuzungumuza mambo ya maana ya Wakenya. Niliona Kioni juzi akiongea anasema ati yeye hataki conclave. Wewe endelea tu na yako. Sisi pia tutaendelea na yetu. Lazima watu wasungumuze. Mambo ya kuzungumuza ndio umetufikisha pale tuko sahi. If Kenyans don't talk, they will fight. So Kenyans must be given opportunity to talk. Wale wanataka kuongea kwa kijiji, waongee. Wale wanataka kuongea kwa ward, waongee. Wale wanaongea kwa constituency, waongee. Wale wanaongea kwa county, waongee. Na wale wanaongea Nairobi kama sisi na Cheriot pia waendelee kuongea. People must talk. You can't stop people from talking and people meeting to discuss matters of concern to them. Sasa, kwa sababu ya saa, wacha yeye endelee tu. Mimi naomba Wakenya tusikize maoni ya baba kwa makini. He is not talking for himself. He is talking for Kenyans. Na anataka Kenya.
That is Junet Mohammed, of course. You know the position that he holds when it comes to the ODM, the party that has been giving opposition in this country for the last 30 years. But now we see that since Raila said we have the broad-based, some of the top leaders who used to be in the position, they joined the government and they are ready for that. Do you, Alex, the way Junet is saying that when Baba speaks, then he speaks for the Kenyans. Is that true?
So good evening to you, Kimanzi. Yes, I was joining the show. I saw you were almost sleeping in the studio, Kimanzi. You need to take some cold water. But anyway, so the thing is this, Ruto is going to finish Raila Odinga's political career. And it is a prediction that I am making, which I think I resonate with what the impeached deputy president spoke about. Other the things which he said about NADCO, in some way, part of it is kind of true. Part of it is kind of true, and Odinga made the worst mistake by aligning with this regime, and it is finishing his political career and the party which he has ran for about 20 years, and that he ran for about 20 years. So imagine Bonnie working for 20 years and then coming to finish it within 6 months' time as a career. See, it's a very big mistake. So for me, I think him aligning with this regime, it has finished his political career, because right now, even if he says anything that is true or is of any importance to Kenyans, people don't want to hear, because right now he has slowly lost some of his allies, which were contributing to him having very big numbers in Kenya. Like, for example, he got the 1 million votes from Mount Kenya. I highly doubt if he can get that right now. The votes from the people of Kambani, there were many. Right now, I don't think he can get the numbers from Kambani. Even Kisii, right now, Matiang'i is very top, so he has lost some numbers. And Natembeya is very big in Western, so Natembeya is going to snatch some few votes from him. So Odinga has ruined his political career that he has worked hard to build in the last 20 years by aligning with Ruto. And my prediction is as time goes by the time they depart, because in 2027, I believe they won't vie together, UDA and ODM. So by the time they're vying in 2027, Odinga will have lost popularity in this country.
Yes, of course. I can see a lot of people following the show live. I can see people following the show live. You just need to click the link, and the link will direct you live to the show, also as we try to focus on what is happening. But of course, yesterday I saw a comment whereby Kajwang, of course, said that maybe they are going to support and also their leader in 2027. Raila Odinga is currently in the broad-based government. Do you think that Raila will be in the ballot 2027 against William Ruto? That is what we're asking here. And today we saw many leaders, but several leaders are still praising the government, others are still going against the government. And also today the opposition, they gave a remark about their attack. They have been attacked, and of course, this is what Senator Medhu had to say after the attack.
Maybe I would use very few words. What we've seen today and what has happened to our team today is honestly an attempt on assassination of the members of this team, members of the opposition. The kind of force that has been used by the National Police Service is not only excess but extreme. The kind of damage that has happened on the vehicles that we are using today has never been seen. I've been in this politics and since we were impeached on the October of 2024, I've been moving around. Even last week on Sunday, we were being tear gassed by police. But the kind of force that has been used on us today at a place called Gonda is something that we have never seen. I don't know, and I would want anybody to explain to me why and how a policeman would shoot a live bullet at anybody at close range. Because we've seen, and you can see live bullet holes on the vehicles of the members of our team who are here. I've just been told, because once the skirmishes started and I went to engage the police, because I was there, I went and I was asking them, you're telling us we cannot use this route. These are the route that you are showing us. Where does it lead us? And true to my instincts, we were being laid to a trap. Because where Munyaka has been attacked in Gashosho is a place that another contingent of police and goons were waiting for us on the road. So the police at the Gonda Center were pushing us further down the road where we were being attacked by goons and policemen in uniform. In fact, one of the vehicles, or most of the vehicles that have been damaged, specifically this Range Rover owned by Honorable Munyaka, has been damaged by a policeman in uniform. The videos are there. And we want to condemn. And the National Police Service has always claimed that it is independent. If indeed you're independent, why are you taking orders from the member of the countywoman, member of parliament from Murang'a? Because she's the one that told us that we can't go to Kangari. She, in fact, said that what we did in Embu, we can't do it in Murang'a. Everybody has a freedom of choice. We have a choice and freedom to associate with whoever we associate ourselves with. And that freedom is fundamental. It is in our constitution. We also have a right to dissociate ourselves with anybody we feel we don't want to associate with. We have dissociated ourselves 100% with President William Ruto. Nothing, absolutely nothing, will take us back to William Ruto. And let me tell William Ruto, so long as a bullet has not gone through the members of this team that you are seeing here, we will still be there telling our people to chase you home, because you are the worst accident that ever happened to this country. Electing you was a tragedy of monumental magnitude.
The opposition spoke today. You heard what the opposition said, and that was met, of course, Senator, saying that election that happened in 2022, it was a mistake. Kenyans chose the current government. Have you seen the video whereby there was a live bullet that was just pierced through this opposition? Of course, the vehicle was shot, but no one was injured. That is what happened, and then they gave the press. Do you buy what Senator Mather said?
So it doesn't really matter if Kenyans made the mistake in 2022 or not. The good thing is just that we should be determined to break the mirror that reminds us of our own ugliness. That should be the point in 2027. And as we said in the previous show with Joseph, that if we made the mistake in 2022, we made the mistake in 2017 and the previous years, because Kenyans have been voting on tribe. So in 2027, we should be looking to bridge the gap, and we what is the word called? We break the mirror. Sorry, we break the mirror that reminds us of our own ugliness. So makosa ilishafanyika, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we just have to be determined to ensure that we don't make the same mistake in 2027. And there's also something that Odinga said, that we should make sure by the time we're getting to 2027 election, we are not voting based on emotion, and tusiende kwa kura na hii hasira. So kama makosa ilishafanyika, and we rectify and we move on.
Kama makosa imefanyika, we rectify and we move on. But while we say that, we have other leaders saying that the current government, it is the best thing that ever happened in this country. I can see Caleb Kobiero, Jimmy Budhia. Karibu sana Caleb Kobiero. You just need to click the link that I've shared there, and then the link will direct you to the studio. You'll be part of us here. You'll share your views about what do you think about the opposition, and also is the opposition pushing the government in power very harsh, and also do you think the ODM party is still not giving support to the Kenyans after joining the government? Senator Nyamu had this to say today in front of the president, that the president is the best thing that happened to this country.
Your Excellency, the President, Right Reverend Kabiru, Canon Maina, all clergy present, our leadership in Nairobi present. Praise God. Amen. My name is Senator Karen Nyamu. I am nominated from the UDA party. And thank you so much for welcoming us here. As much as you're politicians and you see us in the weekdays, tukijibizana hapa na pale, at the end of the day, it is this fellowship, it is the word of God that keeps us going. And we have learned from none other than the President the importance of the word of God and church in our role as leaders. And the other day I watched a clip of a young man. He was saying, President Ruto ni mwanaume. Kama ingekuwa watu wengine wangefanya hivi, lakini President Ruto ni mwanaume. But I know it is not by your strength, and you are not alone. It's because you are anchored in the word, and because you have put God first in your life. The church, your role is very crucial. The Bible tells us that all authority is given by God. And so the church, as we see others, you cannot be on the opposite side of the authority that God has given. And thank you so much, Reverend Kabiru, for the word you have given us today, to encourage us, and we can see your stand. Your work is to pray for us, church, and to hold our hand. And when if you think you have opposing thoughts or have different ideas, you come to us and approach us, and we are supposed to be a team. The other day I heard the former second lady of this country saying, President Ruto is called by God. Nilimsikia mimi na masikio yangu kwa simu yangu akisema God called you. Na mimi nikashanga, kwani hamjasikia? Mlisikia hiyo? She said God called you, and she's a reverend, she's a pastor too. So hapo ndio tuko. And if you want to know God called our president, just watch his journey since he joined politics. From the day he vied for MP in Eldoret North. And the then president, who was very powerful, Moi, was against him. So against him that he planted a candidate against him. And he triumphed. Didn't he? Si hivyo ndio unajua kama Mwenyezi Mungu ako kwa safari yako ya uongozi. Against all odds, he's the president today. Na kuna mtu anajidanganya ati yeye anaweza kosesha President William Ruto usingizi. Mtu ambaye amepigana na sitting president, sio mmoja, wawili, mpaka akakuwa rais. Your Excellency, tunakuombea na kanisa, when you abandon that role of praying for the authority that God has given, mnamwachia nani? So all churches in Kenya, I'm talking to you, we pray for your president, for our president, and let's join together to make this country solid. Thank you, Your Excellency, for the work you're doing in Nairobi. Vijana wetu wamepata kazi, wako works, wako climate works, wako works ama wako works. Jana wengine wameanza, tuliwaona Uhuru Gardens. We thank you so much. Umetoa hata 1 billion shillings, tujengewe 5,000 classes to decongest our classrooms. Kwenyu mnaona classes zinajengwa, hiyo ni pesa rais ametenga yeye mwenyewe. Hizo darasa zijengwe, and we thank you so much.
That is Karina Nyamu, Senator Nyamu, of course, saying that the president is the best thing that happened in this country since the journey from Moi, who introduced him to the politics, up to now is the president of the Republic of Kenya. Mzalendo, karibu sana, karibu sana. I hope you are not listening to Bob Marley. I just want to ask you, after, of course, Kajwang said that Raila might be in the ballot 2027. Do you think that Raila will betray William Ruto, dismantle the broad-based government, and then they get to the politics now, head-to-head?
Munanisikia kweli?
Yes,
Munanisikia kweli?
Nakusikia.
Unanisikia? Niko kwa barabara na kunanyesha, but anyway, I'll contribute a bit. Unajua hizi pesa rais anatoa kwa kanisa, anatoa wote wanatoa pesa kwa kanisa, wanajenga kanisa. Hizi vitu zingejenga vitu zingine kama madarasa na nini. Zingenunua madawa kwa hospitali. Kwa sababu kanisa pia, unajua kanisa hawezi patia watu madawa. Hawezi patia watu madawa. Dawa ile kanisa inakuombea ni roho yako. Spiritual livelihood yako, ukue mtu ambaye anazingatia maadini ya Biblia. So the church inakuprepare to this world and to eternity. So sana sana wanashughulikia roho, mioyo zetu, ili tukikufa kwenye dhambi tusiende kwenye kule jehanamu. Basi unapata kanisa inafaa kuzingatia mambo za dini, mafundisho za dini. Mafundisho za dini inakuwa ni mambo kama corruption, wizi, ikomeshwe katika serikali na watu wakuwe upright citizen. Hiyo ndio inafaa kuwa kila siku wanaangalia, na pia kumaliza umaskini ili kusaidia wanyonge. Kanisa za Kenya hazisaidii wale watu wanyonge, hazisaidii wale maskini. Kazi yao ni kupora tu sadaka kwa wananchi. Lakini ukiangalia hata zile mashule ambao wanazisponsor, lazima ulipe ada fulani ndio uingie katika hizo shule. Kwa hivyo kanisa ya Mungu Kenya ilipoteza mwelekeo kitambo sana, na inabidi wale Wakristo kama mimi tuombee kanisa ili warudi kwenye reli, ili waanze kupatia watu ile the right teachings of the gospel, and also to help the needy in the community. If the church is not helping the needy in the community, if the church is not helping us get good hospitals like the Catholic Church used to do with the late Mother Teresa and all that, you can see what they did. The late Ndingi Mwanawanzeki, the late Okul, the late Cardinal Maurice Otunga. You can see, you can trace their steps and how they helped the church grow, and how people who are going, how Catholics then were fellowshipping, and they knew that the church is a place where they get spiritual nourishment, and again the church is a place where they can walk in and get assistance. Today in Kenya, the church is not a place where you can walk in and get assistance. We can try that. Go to the biggest church, Nairobi Pentecostal Warrior or something. Go to one of those big churches and tell them, hey, I am hungry today. I'm going to sleep hungry. Can you give me something to eat? So watakwambia piga magoti tukuombe. So the church has failed. The church no longer has that moral authority that it used to have because it has gone in bed with the state. So you need to separate the church and the government. So that is where we are all going wrong. So ukiona president ananunulia bishop gari, anawajengea kanisa, anafanya nini, yote ni mambo mzuri, lakini tungezingatia mambo ya elimu. Tuangalie kwanza elimu ya Kenya iko namna gani, watoto wanapata elimu ya bure. Tukiangalia hiyo, basi tukimaliza haya yote ndio tunaanza angalia sasa kanisa, wacha tuzijenge, ama hizi kanisa tuko nazo zimetosha, we regulate the churches. So Kenya itafika wakati ukipiga kona Tomboya kuna kanisa, ukipiga kona Moi Avenue kuna kanisa kubwa, ukipiga kona River Road kuna kanisa. So nchi itakuwa ni kanisa tupu, lakini hakuna uchumi inaendelea katika hizo nchi. Hakuna uchumi kabisa. Kanisa haiwezi rekebisha uchumi wa nchi. You don't go to God to pray so that he can help you improve the economy of the country. You make sure the right people are given those jobs so that they can do their work. So that Africa is still confused with the church and leadership. So hapo ndio tupo, lakini tukiangalia baada ya miaka kama 50 ama 30 hivi, we will see how stupid we were then. Ndio tunaanza kuangalia, yani this was all wastage of time, wastage of money, while we can still pray to God and God has
I think we are losing Mzalendo. I think we have lost him.
Mzalendo amepotea, lakini Mzalendo anasema kwamba ni kama namsikia kwa umbali sana, anasema kwamba Mzalendo anasema kwa umbali kwamba tusimamishi wanasiasa wasitoe pesa kwa kanisa. Wewe unakubaliana haya?
So for me, Bonnie, my stand is this one, and it's the same one. We have so many churches that are planted in the country. So when it comes to spirituality, we can't really complain. We can't complain about spirituality in the country. And spirituality is personal, not a collective thing. We have so many churches, and we have many real preachers who are spreading the gospel. So we don't really need the government to build one more church in the State House, and the church is the people. Again, the church is not the building. So hata kama ni ya mabati, and those people, the intentions are right, and they have a relationship with God, then God dwells there. No, because it's where one or two are gathered. It's not where one or two are gathered in a building. So even if ni mabati, hata kama ni matope, hata kama, because you can find born you guys are many, and you have a very big building worth billions, but Christ is not there. So but you can be kwa ile nini tuaje a mabati place, and maybe 5 or 6, and Christ is there. So for me, I don't think the church should be so much invested in matters to do with spirituality. And if the church chooses to speak or not about things that are happening, if they speak, it's a good thing. They call out, because the church endorsed the president. Before the 2022 election, the president was constantly seen in churches praying, even going down on knees. He was termed as the spiritual person. Even by the time he got the seat in 2022, hii government ilikuwa inaitwa ni serikali ya maombi. But right now, it seems as if the narrative has changed. So for me, what I'm seeing Karen Nyamu is doing is what I like to call spin. Anyone who is a PRO knows what we call spin. whereby you try to change the narrative. It's like you're trying to spin things around so that the president can be seen as somebody who is working and delivering to the people of this Kenya. Because the government hasn't created enough jobs for its citizens. That's why you see people out there on the streets and they can protest from Sunday to Sunday for the rest of the year, because the government hasn't created enough jobs for the citizens. So it's very wrong of her to come out and claim that the government is creating jobs. The government is not creating enough jobs, and the government is not doing the basic thing of ensuring that funds are distributed and they are not looted. So what she's trying to do is trying to spin things around, but it cannot work. It cannot work. And the only way it can work is by them leaving, because even if they leave, people will still question that lives have been lost. Children are being shot in their house. Last year, we had a child in Rongai being shot almost 12 times, and then the president is asking, is the child dead? So you see, and things like those, justice is yet to be served in this country. So you cannot talk to us about developments, and people have died, and there is no justice that has been served, because up to now, 1 year later, the Rex case is still ongoing in court. So you cannot talk about developments, and we still have a problem to do with the loss of lives, which is very, very delicate. Loss of lives is very delicate, so it's still unresolved. You cannot talk to us about developments, and you cannot justify the actions of the government.
Yes, you cannot justify the action of the government. That is what Alex is said. But I was also trying to respond to what Mzalendo said, that some of the political leaders should be barred from getting to the churches and also doing the contribution. After the president also the other day, he gave a Land Cruiser Prado to the Machakos bishop, of course, of ASC Bomani in Machakos. But this is just, we know it's during that time whereby politics are getting hot as we approach 2027. But also, as Kenyans, we are also trying to see if we can have a change. We can have a change, because the opposition still is pushing, and they are saying, others are saying 1 term, others are saying there is no term. That is what some of the leaders they are saying. I can see Cyprian, you are following us, so you make sure if you are following us, please you need to follow Afrique 24. If you're following us from other channels, you need to follow Afrique 24 YouTube channel, and then Afrique 24. Please subscribe to Afrique 24. Here we always have this show every day, 10 p.m. We're discussing about what is happening in the country in terms of politics, and we also have other shows for the sports. We know that sports, a lot of things are happening today. England are back-to-back European champions when it comes to sports. But leaving that, we are discussing about politics here, and the future of ODM still is not known. This is the SG of ODM when he was speaking, and he's speaking with a lot of anger issues. What is happening?
Wanisalimie sai tumalize hiyo mambo ambayo wamesema hapa. Tuendelee tusiendelee? Tuendelee tusiendelee? Nataka niseme kiongozi lazima ukubalie kukosolewa. Hata mimi si mkamilifu, maandiko yananiambia mkamilifu hayupo ila Muumba mwenyewe. Kwa hivyo na mimi kama katibu wenu nina shortcomings zangu, si ndio? Lakini ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba chama hiki kimechukua muda sana kufika mahali ambapo kiko. Chama ambacho kimechukua miaka 20 kufika mahali kiko, hiyo sio chama rahisi, sio chama ya kuchezea. Mimi nilikuwa baadhi ya wale wa vijana baba, mwaka wa 2005 mimi nilikuwa Gen Z. Mimi ndio nilikuwa wale vijana tulikuwa tunaimba yote yawezekana bila Moi 2002 pale Uhuru Park. Siku hizo huku unanijua baba. Kwa hivyo kuna watu wanatuambia, na unajua hii chama, wenye chama ni hawa ambao wameketi upande huu, sio viongozi ambao tumeketi hapa. Baba, mtu akiniambia yeye ni mwanzilishi wa chama, ungeanzisha chama haje bila sisi ambao tulikuwa tunaimba huko kama kwa ground kama nyinyi ambao vile mnasema. Kwa hivyo ninaweza kuwa mimi sikukuwa kiongozi wa ODM mwaka wa 2005, lakini na mimi ni mwanzilishi wa chama cha ODM.
Sifuna anawakemea sana. That is where they met with Raila Odinga. Anawakemea sana wale viongozi wanasema kwamba yeye si mwanzilishi wa chama, sijui chama. ODM kweli ni ODM siku hizi? Unafikiri tuko na ODM nchini Kenya?
So yes, we still have ODM, Boni. So I think it's just that ever since some of the troops whom they call experts who went into government, they have been exposed in a different way in which Kenyans are not used to. So, and Sifuna is the mouthpiece of the party because the Secretary General, and so he speaks on behalf of the party. And what he speaks, it's supposed to be aligned with the party leader. And what we're seeing is just that we are now differentiating leaders who are there for the people and leaders who are there for themselves. And it's evident, it's clear. I don't even need to say anything. Iko hapo tu and everyone can see. And as you can see right now, and anytime these people feel as if they feel like they are threatened, the likes of Gladys Wanga, Kaluma, and the like, even people like Atwoli, they are feeling like they are threatened by Sifuna because Sifuna is not advocating for what they're advocating for. That's why they are threatening him to leave the party because he's speaking the truth and he's standing by the people, something which they have failed to do. Because ODM, let me take it to the bank, this Mr. Host. Orange Democratic Movement is a democratic movement that is for the people, that believes in devolution and believes in changing this country in terms of leadership and prowess. Only when they are out of government. When they're out of government, they advocate for the rights of the people. They believe in devolution and they are pushing for change in this country when they're out of government. When they are in government, the policies which they have host, they don't stand for them. You get me? That's the double standard. That's why there's no difference between ODM and Kenya Kwanza. Those are just the same people. Even that DCP, DAPK, all those parties, Boni, there is no difference between them. They're just the same thing because they are not based on principle. They don't stand for anything. These things that we're seeing right now, even from opposition, EDCP at kusikiza ground, hiyo yote ni siasa na sarakasi. There is no such thing as that. Right now, hii yote tunaambiwa sijui one term, sijui nini, hiyo yote. They are pushing for that when they're outside of power. When they are in power, they don't stand for those things. They just, we now see their true colors, the same way tunaona na KK. So that's why I was saying, Bonnie, that we cannot keep on recycling this terrible leadership, expecting different results. We have seen these people. Imagine sasa saizi Bonnie, Rigathi has been in power for 2.5 years before being impeached. Then he's out of power. Then he's ineligible to vie. But let's say, for example, he was eligible. Then you bring him back because right now he's painting himself as the liberator, as the opposition leader. And right now he's speaking the things that he couldn't implement when he was in power. Imagine bringing him back again in power and expecting different results. I think that is being delusional, and that's why I was saying we have to break this mirror that reminds us of our own ugliness. Boni.
Police station.
Kasongo aende asiende? Wangapi wanasema Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende? Narok hoye! Narok hoye! Tumefika hapa na Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, JB Muturi, Ole Kamwaro, Ole Seki. Narok mko? Muko tayari? Tumekuja kusikiza ground. Tumekuja kusikiza nini? Ground ya Narok inasemaje? Narok mnasemaje? Narok mnasemaje? Harambe! Wewe Ruto! Wewe Kasongo! Wewe Zakayo! Wewe mtu ya kutenga! Wewe mwizi! Mwizi ya mashamba ya Masai! Harambe! Kasongo ni mwizi, si mwizi? Nani ameiba mashamba ya Masai? Nani ameiba mashamba ya Masai? Nani ameua Gen Z? Nani amepora Kenya? Kasongo aende asiende? Kasongo atembee asitembee? Wangapi wanasema Kasongo aende, Kasongo aende? Watu ya Narok.
It was very clear to him. I said, this is the issues, this have come up because you did not implement the NARCO report. That's why we are where we are today. And under these circumstances, you must have a broader conversation to bring the people together so that you can be able to convert the issues which are in contention. He was reluctant, but eventually he agreed. And he announced that he was going to convene a forum for Kenyans to have a discussion on the issues in contention. Of course, this was rejected by the Gen Zs, that it was a waste of time, because I supported this bit that, we have had these conversations several times, the issues are clear, that the government just need to implement what is being demanded. Then Ruto actually came up and said, okay, I'm going to dissolve the cabinet, and I'm also not going to sign the finance bill. I'm referring it back to Parliament. In my view, that is what pricked the balloon, because now there are no issues. There was no government, and there was also no finance bill. You see, and once that happened, Ruto now said that he was going to form a government in consultation with all stakeholders to create a consensus. We said we don't want to stay in government until we have had a conversation as a people, which did not happen. Then he said he would at least appoint half of the cabinet so that there was no stalemate, which he did. After doing that, we tried to consult among ourselves in Azimio if we could find a way of participating in a broad-based government. I myself was against it. My other colleagues were also against it. But then eventually, the group within my party felt that the statement that we had required that some experts who are not part of the Kenya Kwanza region help to steady the ship and come up with new ideas to deal with the issues in
Mzee Raila Odinga defending himself. We have a lot of control when it comes to the ODM party and the broad-based government. Are we in the broad-based, the ODM party, having issues? Have we broken down the political party? And from what you can see, from the facial expression of Raila, is he happy? But no, you said we should keep off from this old generation.
Exactly. Like right now, Odinga is past his prime, and I don't think right now Odinga has the answers to the questions which the Kenyans have. And right now, Odinga cannot deliver to Kenyans in the way he could have in the past few years ago. So and as time went by, after last year, him sending his troops, which he calls the experts, into the government, he lost credibility from the people. He lost respect. So right now, I wonder if him saying that they send experts to the government. If I am to ask you, ever since those experts were sent into government to try and see whether they can try and rescue the Kenyan economy, what has changed? 1 year later, Kinopio Ndai wamekuwa kwa kazi. Nini imebadilika katika nchi? Hakuna. If we were to ask Joho today to account how he has improved the mining sector in the country, trust you me, there's nothing he's going to say apart from zile video zake zile sarakasi tuliona in the first few months he was in office, the clips which you played here. There's nothing else that has happened. If we were to go and bring John Badi, we ask him how different he has been from Moses Kuria. There is no difference between the two of them. Apart from maybe John Badi in the finance bill of this year, it wasn't aimed at extorting Kenyans the way in which the one for 2024 was aimed at. But there is no really big difference between the experts. Those are troops. The troops that were brought in, and the previous cabinet secretaries who are in power. So that shows there is a very, very big issue with the people here. And Odinga is not somebody who is going to be in this country for the next maybe 40 or 50 years. So if he's not going to be there for the next 50 or 60 or 40 years, he shouldn't have a say on the matters that are ahead. We need people who are going to be there in the next 30, 40 years to have a say in the things that will happen then. Because, for example, Boni, if the Adani deal happened and the airport was leased for, let's say, 30 years, President Ruto cannot be in office for 30 years unless he wants to change the constitution. So why would you sign a deal that you are not going to be part of it come later on? So that Adani deal, it's like you are leaving a very big weight on the next generation of leaders. So that's why I'm saying, like, we cannot follow Odinga, because right now it's like saying the young people in their 30s, 40s or 50s hawana akili to try and come up with better ways to boost our economy, that we are following an 80-year-old. So we respect him and the things he has done, but his time has come, and it's sad that it's coming to an end by him losing respect, losing popularity because of aligning with the wrong government. But we cannot right now be listening to somebody at that age of his.
Lecture ukiwa nani?
Waswahili wanakuambia nyege ni kunyegezana.
Enda ukapeane lecture huko kwako.
Ati wameitwa pale Karen juzi na huyu mtu anaitwa Mr. Moneybags.
Nao wanamuziki walikuja 50, mimi naita wanamuziki 500 wakuje pale Karen. Tujua utafanya nini?
Kidikine wito totige murekia vara kwe maundu mahaneka agira mundu.
Wamekuwa wasaliti ya jamii.
Una lecture mwanamuziki, una lecture mwanasiasa.
Wasipoomba msamaha tuache kusikiza nyimbo zao.
Ati unasema umeamrisha wananchi wasisikize nyimbo. Unaamrisha kama nani?
Deputy President huyu Bonoko ati empowerment. Tuheshimiane my friend. Mimi ni mtu ya heshima, lakini my friend, if you come within shooting range, we will deal with you. Ati empowerment.
Malala na yeye ni mwingine. Malala, fanya heshima. Umekuwa na mdomo wa kutukana watu. Malala, nataka kukwambia tena kwa mara ya pili. Malala, koma kiume na magari uende ukasukume.
Hatutaogopa.
Lakini mnajua katika msafara wa mamba huwa mburukenge hakosekani.
Wameona kwamba ground imetereza, wameanza programs ambazo zinaitwa empowerment programs.
Sisi hatutaki nyenyenye.
Ukileta nyenyenye.
Fimbo.
Uwezi kuwa wewe utaninyegeza na mimi sikunyegezi, haitaleta show.
Wangenipatia hiyo docket hiyo ya usalama siku 3 peke yake.
Wao na shule ni hawaelewani. Mmoja anaitwa Oscar Sudi.
Na mtu asikutisha rais. Unajua mimi naona ule mtu tulivugusa bado anaongea hapo.
Nilisikia mtu mwingine kumbafu anasema ati nani aliambia Ruto tunataka manyumba.
Akaenda akapeana vifungu kubwa hivi ati watu wameingia kwa manyumba. Akaanza kuimba kama sio wewe. Akaimba wimbo yote huyu mtu.
Na huyu mtu mjinga ambaye ananiuliza nani alikuambia ati utujengee nyumba, ako na choo 5 kwa nyumba yake. Si huyo mtu ni kumbavu kabisa.
Kama sio wewe.
Jericho kulikuwa na watu wa makelele kama hawa.
Wale watu wamepatia nyumba zote, kesho yake polisi wanakuja na watoa. Wanawaambia hiyo haikuwa nyumba zenyu, tulikuwa tunapiga tu picha na vifungu.
Bottom up ni hiyo, kutoa mtu pale kwa slum kupeleka kwa ghorofa ya 11. Hiyo ndio bottom up. Kwani iko bottom mingine kuliko kwa nyumba? Si pale ndio bottom.
Ai!
Tuendelee tusiendelee.
Rais, nataka kukupatia habari kama huna habari. Hii chama iko kila pahali ya Kenya. Na ndio itapeleka wewe nyumbani asubuhi na mapema.
Hiyo chama ya